it comes down to walking away, you're always going to have to understand the strength is only going to come within. No matter how many times you also walk away, and if you keep coming back, it won't have the same value until you walk away and say, I'm going to do it forever. Now, walking away also means, what are you walking away from? Are you walking away from being disrespected and walked all over? Literally, like, have you been walked all over? Well, sometimes it's not so literal, but you know, you feel that, dang, this person is just making me feel all types of pain, whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, but I feel it. Right? So when you have these emotions actually worked up, what is happening where you keep staying? Or what is it happening when it's coming down to your emotions and you actually trying to navigate through it? Because you're not going to navigate through it through dealing with her. Now, I want this to be put into perspective where you have to understand, why are you still going through this? Because if she feels like, oh, well, I think that he's about me, and the way she views it is off of double standards, possibly, well, I look good enough and there's other men that want me, so I can act like this, but you can't act like this with me because I will be with another man. If that's how she views it, how do you view it? You don't have to view it at that level, or you don't have to think it's like that. The way you should see it is going to be, oh, well, I know my worth. Right? So the first steps is going to be, how do I walk away and know that I don't have to come back? Well, you analyze all that you've been suffering through. Right? A lot of y'all been hurt. And I want y'all to comment your stories, because not only do I like reading it, but I know it helps out so many other people out there and fellas that actually are going through similar things, or it's just encouraging in general. So not only do you go through the suffering over, so when it comes to the suffering, you're going through it over and over again. And what I really want y'all to not to fail to realize is that the only way somebody can understand they're really losing someone good is when they don't really have them no more. And it's the same thing while she's with you. Like, for instance, if she's been with you, talking crazy to you, putting you down, calling you all sorts of names, making you feel like you're a little boy, you can't handle her, you're weak, you're soft, all types of crazy names she's calling you, even calling you curse names, right? So when it happens like that, what do you say to yourself? Well, I'm going to take it. I'm going to handle that. No, because after a while, it's going to be, you're weak. You can't get over me, or you can't get away from me. So the power of walking away turns into, you don't need her. You don't actually want her, right? Not need that it actually stops at that, but you actually can't actually want her as well. Now that means when you walk away, what are you walking away to, right? So you know what you're walking away from, but what are you walking away to? And before I continue on, of course, give this video a big thumbs up if you still haven't. But if you are, and before I continue on, of course, give this video a big thumbs up if you still haven't. And if you're still not subscribed, I don't know what you're waiting for, but do that. That subscribe button is available and it's free, right? So let's get back into how you know when it comes down to you and the way you have the strength, right? You pick up and know what you're walking away from. When you're walking away to something that's valuable, look at it this way. You see that other person you want to be. That is the better version of yourself. You see the guy that could get all these different women out here, or the ones that he wants. You see the guy that doesn't negotiate or keep compromising, especially with somebody that doesn't compromise with you, right? You see the guy that says no and sticks to no, right? So many things that you can visualize, you could go ahead and write down and say, this is what I see for myself. Now, because walking away is so powerful, you see it so much that even though it's not actually happening, just because you can see it in your mind, right? Just because you could actually have that clear idea, you could see it on paper, that's strong enough to overpower the fact that it's not the reality of what you have going on. Instead of the idea of you feeling stuck in her world, or feeling like, well, how am I going to make her win me over? Or how am I going to win her over? Instead of that idea, let's put it in the trash can for a second. And actually, it might have to stay in the trash can, honestly. Don't go pick up the lid and try to get it out. But anyways, when you go ahead and walk out and you go ahead and say, I'm going to walk away as long as I need to, I'm going to walk all the miles, you also know that it's going to be difficult. But the thing is, you're going to go through more struggles dealing with her, trying to figure it out. Now, I know some relationships aren't so bad, and I know some of you guys and I know sometimes it comes down to some of y'all actually have a good relationship. Now, I mean that, And I know some of y'all out here actually have a pretty good relationship, and I know some of y'all actually have a pretty decent to good relationship going on. Now, here's the thing: when you do walk away, when it is so powerful, it's also because you've had enough. So look at it like this: just because you might end up with that person again, because walking away doesn't mean it's always going to be forever. Most times it's just you walk away and never look back, especially when it's been really bad. Now, but let's just say it like this: if it's looking like, oh well, with this person that you're dealing with, they're actually worth it, and they're having a difficult time, or they're having emotional worked up feelings, or they're really struggling and they mentally need me there and they need me emotionally, then you also have to look at it as in like, I could give you only as much as my cup can handle pouring out for you. My cup can only be poured out if it's not empty. So instead of your cup being completely empty and you wait until you don't have no more water or whatever you want to fill your cup with, liquid, right? So whatever that is in your cup, instead of waiting until it's done and still saying, I'm gonna keep pouring, I'm still trying to pour into her, that's what's gonna be walking away for. Because when it becomes so powerful that you ended up walking away, you walked away so much that as you take every step further away, your cup is now being full. Because it's so powerful that every time you're taking steps to walk away, your cup is being more filled up. So it means that each step, your cup is being, it's so powerful that when you decided to go ahead and walk away, your cup is becoming full as you go ahead and take steps further away from that person. So look at it like this: you have an empty cup, you've been pouring it all out, you've been pouring yourself for that person, you've been pouring out your heart, you've been trying so hard, you've been trying to make it work, all of these things, you've been going through it, the stress, the depression, the mental health, right? You don't want to keep going through this. And you could also be actually getting that person to manipulate you. You might be actually having somebody that's a narcissist, all types of stuff. So now, as you say, I'm not going to take this no more. So now, as you say, I'm not going to take this away, you take those steps, and the way you do it as well is also having her feel jealous in the process. Those are simple things. Depending on the person you're dealing with, depending on how she's overall like, there's certain things that could be a triggering point. So yes, you doing better than her when she might have doubted you could be one big aspect. But then also, that could come with other jealous feelings of, oh, well, now he has more access to women, or he could get these specific types of women. Women will want him in general. That's one aspect. But it could also be, oh, she sees that you're going on dates, she sees that you're moved on. That's why when I started this video, I said you're not here to do things for her. She has to understand that you're walking away so much because you're doing everything for yourself. Now let's look at it like this: as your cup is being full, back to that, you now have a cup that's so empty, and now every step you take is pouring back into yourself, right? So you decide to say, okay, well, I love myself. Let's start off with that. You have to love yourself. So let's just start off with you saying that you love yourself, because you have to love yourself. Know your worth so much that you love yourself to the extent of nobody can tell you otherwise. Just because you don't feel like it, or just because you don't feel like you're at your best situation, or you don't feel like you can love yourself at that extent, it does not mean that is the reality. So it does not mean that you have to be stuck on that, and don't make it your reality, right? You have to fight it. So now you say, I love myself. Now you say, I'm going to go one day without talking to her. Now you also say, well, I'm going to stop texting back and forth. I'm going to stop double texting. Now, if she says something to me, it doesn't matter unless it's an apology. Those are simple things. Now, if we're trying to look at it as in like you're doing things like no contact as you walk away, you now want to look at it as in like, well, hey, I don't want to keep talking to somebody that does this unless they give me promises, and then actions have to show. So her actions can be, you walked away. So the actions can be, you walked away 2 times. And 2 times, I mean 2 times as in, it's the second time you walked away. Now this time has to be longer than the other time, because you want to show the cycle has been broken on your end, that you don't have to run back to her, you don't care to be talking to her. Now, as you walk away and your cup is being actually poured into, you're now going to take like 5, 10 steps, 20 steps. And the more steps you're taking, even look at it as in like you're going back to your home, right? So let's say you're getting close closer back to where your home, where you need to be, where safety and comfort is. And not comfort as in like you need to be comfortable in life, but that's where you're gonna actually feel like, okay, I can start off of something and build off of this. You can't be in a place, an environment that's not peaceful, that doesn't give you security or comfortability, right? You can't be there for too long. I'm saying if there's destruction, you want to run away, not walk away. But let's just talk about you're trying to get back to where you want to be, where it feels better. Let's put it like that, right? Now, if she goes ahead and says, hey, I miss you, I'm sorry, you could go ahead and be like, I don't got to talk to her yet. Right? So as you continue these days of walking away, let it accumulate to, I'm going to wait until she says something that's so dramatic. And so let it lead into she tries to do the most. Now, if she says something like, oh, so you're dating now. Sometimes girls will hit you up with a question mark. Sometimes they might be shady. Sometimes they might be actually like, what are you up to? Like just trying to see what you're actually doing, but it's really trying to check up, but actually trying to play it off to see what she could get out of you, especially if she's feeling like I'm really about to lose this guy. So I really want y'all to focus on bringing yourself back to your worth. Walking away is so powerful that you find yourself in the process. You get such a at the end of it all, you get such a full cup, because even if you decide to take her back and maybe your cup might be pouring out again, you still found yourself in the process. You still don't have an empty cup you're trying to pour from. And never let it be back to an empty cup. Never let it feel like, wow, I have nothing to pour from no more, right? When it's that tiring or it gets halfway, that's it. Call it off. It's a wrap. Now, your cup also, and this is the last thing I'll mention, your cup can be poured into by her. So if she's pouring more into to show you that she cares, there's so many different ways that she could do it. Look at your situation and be like, what have I not seen that I need to see? Or wow, I just noticed that she did something I never thought before. But don't fall into that. Let it happen twice so you can have the promises of, oh, this is new change. And let her go ahead and work herself out. Work herself out so much that it's like, dang, I'm tired. I'm losing some weight. I'm really losing some pounds trying to get this guy back. Now, remember also, when you do things as self-improvement, elevating, getting better, and doing things to actually get to the next version of yourself, you're more likely already going to have her easily want you. And not only that, the walking away is so much more powerful. Now, I'm going to bring this topic back up. Y'all know always comment for other versions that you want, part 2, part 3, whatever it is, whatever specific videos it is, and your story, mention it in the comment section and other opinions. And that's it. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to be subscribed and check out all my links in my bio. Bye, y'all.